Negroland, 2015, is a memoir by Margo Jefferson, an American author and former theater critic for the New York Times. It explores her upbringing in a privileged African-American community in Chicago while reflecting on the broader history and status of America's Black elite. The memoir won the 2016 National Book Critics Circle Award. Jefferson opens the narrative by questioning her relationship to the memoir genre itself, setting a self-reflective tone. I was taught to avoid showing off. I was taught to distinguish myself through presentation, not declaration, to excel through deeds and manners, not showing off. But isn't all memoir a form of showing off? She notes how, in her childhood in Negroland, the idea of self-promotion was a dangerous territory. Born into an affluent family, Jefferson's father was a pediatrician and her mother a socialite. From a young age, she grappled with questions of class and identity, learning that her family was upper class by Negro standards, but just more Negroes to most whites. She describes the community she grew up in as Negroland, a small enclave of Black privilege and wealth, both a physical and ideological space. Here, children were taught that their status was precarious, as most Blacks were denied such privileges, and the majority of whites would be happy to see them lose their elevated position. Jefferson and her sister, Denise, were raised to uphold strict standards of conduct and appearance, with the belief that their actions directly impacted the future of their race. Jefferson's narrative shifts from personal reflection to a broader history of the Black upper class, citing lesser-known 19th-century Black writers like Joseph Wilson and Cyprian Clamergan, whose work laid the foundation for figures like Ida B. Wells and W.E.B. Du Bois, who both challenged and responded to this tradition. Finally, Jefferson recounts her experiences at a prestigious, predominantly white private school, highlighting the tensions and complexities of navigating her identity within a largely white environment. Although popular, academically gifted, and a talented student actor, Margo Jefferson struggles to form lasting friendships across racial lines. For both Jefferson and her sister, the typical turbulence of adolescence is heightened by their minority status in a predominantly white peer group. Jefferson internalizes white beauty ideals, dedicating hours to a beauty regimen to avoid ashy skin and straightening her hair. The girls face a constant barrage of subtle racist remarks and incidents. Her classmates ask if she knows the Black janitor or if she has Indian blood. They are taught to sing a song that includes the word darky. The white neighbors forbid their children from playing with the Jefferson girls, and despite her talent, Margo is cast as a maid in the school play. Denise's dance teacher tells her that there will never be a Black ballerina. When Jefferson arrives at college, as the civil rights movement gains momentum, she begins to question the ideals of Negroland. She realizes that the privileges of her upbringing are no longer relevant. We'd let ourselves become tools of oppression in the Black community. We'd settled for a desiccated white facsimile and abandoned a vital Black culture. She also immerses herself in the feminist movement, only to find that it is largely dismissive of the experiences of non-white women. As Jefferson grapples with these realizations, she begins to struggle emotionally. The heavy psychological burden of the standards she had imposed on herself, coupled with the anger of discovering that those standards were flawed, leads her into depression. She finds herself unsupported by both her family and her activist peers. The privilege of succumbing to depression is one that good Negro girls had been denied by our history of duty, obligation, and discipline. We were to be ladies, responsible Negro women, and indomitable Black women. Jefferson soon realizes she is not alone in her struggles. Many other good Negro girls have suffered from the psychic pressures of their constrained lives. As she contemplates suicide, even drafting notes, Jefferson learns of a series of suicides within her Negroland community. In the memoir's conclusion, she reflects on her life up to the present. Though no longer suicidal or depressed, she still feels the need to dismantle herself and rebuild anew. However, she is left questioning, how do you adapt your singular willful self to so much history and myth, so much glory, banality, honor, and betrayal? Thank you for watching. If you enjoy this video, leave a like and subscribe.